Ba-boom! On today's
Baboom.
show, please welcome from California Dreams, he played Sly Winkle, Michael Cade.
The one and only. Thank you. Thank you. Hold your applause. Hold your applause, people. Well, I'm so excited. I missed the last one with the cast, and I was looking forward to talking with you, and let's get this thing going.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mike Grand Show, and today's special guest is from the hit series California Dreams. He played Sly Winkle. Please welcome Michael Cade. Hey Michael, how are you?
I'm great, Mike. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
I'm very excited.
And I just want to let the viewers know that the SAG-AFTRA strike is still going on. And even though California Dreams isn't a struck project, we're not going to be covering specifics about the show. So what I want to get started, though, is a big part of the show was the band. And that band just reunited. So can you tell us about what it was like seeing your old castmates again and reuniting?
I'm not kidding. I don't even think I have words to express how unbelievable just the fans were. Like, they were so grateful. They were so, because it's different when you are watching something as an adult, but when you grow up as a child and you impact a child or somebody younger, um, it stays with you for life. Who knows what they were going through? Who knows what was going on in the household at the time? But making an imprint on somebody's life when they were younger, they never forget it. And I watched these fans morph back into their teenage selves. Literally, I saw them in their eyes, seeing me, seeing them, seeing when they watched it as a teenager, and it was incredible. As far as re-seeing the cast, it's always, I mean, I'm so close with Jenny, I'm so close with Will, I'm close with Kelly, but I haven't seen Lorena or Jay in a very long time, probably over 20 years, or Aaron. And it within seconds, it was like we never left the set, which was so great.
That's awesome. Now tell me, who contacted you about the reunion and what were your thoughts when you first heard about the reunion?
Well, Jenny does a lot of cons. So she's like, and it's 90s right now. Everything is 90s. So we want to ride this wave. And I'm so glad we did. And I was all for it. First of all, I started in New York. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. And the turnout was incredible. Line around the block. It was an incredible turnout. People flew in from London. They flew in from Ireland. They flew in from. People took 6-hour bus rides. I mean, it was incredible. So once I heard about it, I was on immediately. So it was great.
And the day started off with you guys meeting the fans at that meet and greet. Can you
Mm-hmm.
tell us, you already told us you know that you were really excited to meet those fans.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us any special stories that maybe a fan told you or any particular memories of the people that you met that day?
I mean, they every single one, praised me and said how amazing I am and how I was the star of the show, which I agreed completely. No, I mean, it just they all, every single one, a lot of them said you impacted my childhood and I'll never forget it, and they thanked me so much, which was, I mean, it was so touching because there was no walls when they're looking at you as an adult in their 40s with or 30s or 50s, whoever, however old, their eyes were back to a teenager, wide-eyed, completely open and completely grateful and appreciative, which I mirrored what I was getting. So it was just an incredible experience.
And now back in the day, you used to go to like the malls, right? For
Oh
meeting
yeah.
and things like that. I want to know, what is the craziest fan encounter or story from those meet and greets back in the day?
It 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 was nuts. I mean, we're just people, and it was. I mean, the outcome that we needed security. We needed they went ballistic, and it was very surreal, and especially not knowing what when I got into the business, I didn't know what you're going to expect. I just wanted to be an actor. I wanted to make people laugh. I just wanted to act. You don't know what how people are going to react to you, or if you're going to even make an imprint. And I guess I did, and it was something that I never could even imagine. It was crazy, especially even on tape day, because we would tape all week, and a live audience would come in on the last day, and it was not saying the Beatles, but man, it felt like the Beatles. They went nuts. It was crazy.
Now, do you remember the first time after you were cast as Sly Winkle that you went out in public that somebody recognized you by chance?
Yeah, I mean, it was the just getting the fan mail first. That's how it started, like right out of the gate. And I'm like, people writing when they came to see the show, they immediately wrote in. So I was like, oh, this is something special. And but what was really crazy when I was going to like Paris or London, where especially in Paris, where they didn't speak English barely, and they knew me, and they were going crazy. So in overseas was that was really just something different. But going to like amusement parks, Disneyland or Magic Mountain or wherever, I mean, where I needed security. Now they're like, "Hey, weren't you him?" I'm like, "Yeah." That's all I get now. But it was great.
Now, do you still get recognized today that people come up to you and go, "You're Sly Winkle"?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially in New York. I mean, people they don't forget. I feel like I don't look like the character. I'm a lot older, but no, they don't forget.
What's the most common question that fans usually have for you?
Um, what it was I like my character, and I brought. No, I was. I mean, I had similarities. I was always the class clown. I love making people laugh, and it was a lot of fun. But no, I mean, he was really over the top, and I just got to let loose and just be a fool just to make people laugh. So, and that's what I love the most.
And then also that day you did have a panel as well. So I want to know a little
Mm.
bit about how did the panel go? And then you also had professional photo shoots as well. And how did those go?
Well, the photo shoots didn't go so well because the lighting was terrible. So I think we should have just shot them on our cell phone. But yeah, and of course they're on in magazines, or it's in People magazine, and then we went to uh, what was when you go to premieres. What's the site that and there's a really big site that everybody goes to and sees who showed up. Oh man. Anyway, so the pictures weren't my favorite, but the panel was great. They asked, very endearing questions. Of course, because of the strike, we couldn't really get deep into it, but I mean, the love. I mean, it, it was crazy how much they appreciated, and vice versa.
And now I need to know, when you did the group photos, where did you go in the group photos?
What do you mean?
Where were you first in the photo, in the middle in the photo? What position were you usually in the photo? And there's a reason I'm asking you this question. So you
Well,
do you know why I'm asking this question?
no.
Okay, first I need to hear your answer.
Well, the reason I was off to the side is because everybody stood in front, so I had to stand on a like a stool. So
Were you like at the very end?
yeah, I yeah.
Because now I got to tell you, you never go at the end because that's where people crop you out. You always
Yep.
got to be in the middle of a group photo.
Normally when I was on the show, I was in the middle, but yeah, I got kicked to the side. I let the girls, because it was a weird setup because there was seats, and then everybody sat in the back. So the girls sat in the front, and the boys stood in the back. So yeah, I got kicked to the curb.
Okay, so next time in a group photo, never do that. Always make sure
Yeah.
it's centered in the middle, so everybody knows that.
I agree.
And then the big concert. So tell us what the concert was like, and what was some of the songs that got sung at that concert?
Oh well, we kicked it off with the short version of the theme song, and everybody everybody chimed in, which was great. And then we finished it with the long version of the theme song, which it's great. Everybody knew the songs. I mean, the bands, we had a live band, so it was really nice. It was really good.
And now, has there ever been any talk of maybe the band actually re-releasing those songs and putting it on iTunes or somewhere?
I don't know because we don't own them, so that's what stinks, and that's why we're having a hard time, like, because we want to do a reboot of the show, but we don't know the songs is what's it's hurting us, but we're still in the works. We're trying to figure it out.
Now, at the concert, did you sing it all? Did you grab that mic and sing that theme song?
Well, it's funny you say is because I was like, you know what, for all these years, I always wanted to be a part of the band, and you guys wouldn't let me be a part of the band, but not tonight. And I busted Bon Jovi, and I started singing Bon Jovi, and I think I brought down the house.
Now, were you happy?
I brought down something.
Were you happy that on the actual show you didn't have to sing, or did you kind of want to sing on the show when you were back?
No, because the songs were actually good. They were good, and they all can sing, so it was nice. I would have liked to have been a part of it, of course.
Now, tell us a little bit about how you got discovered for California Dreams, the audition process, and were you up against any famous people or anybody that we might know for the role?
Seth Green, so he was there. Funny thing is, I auditioned a few times, and then my agents were like, "Hey, let's hold off. I think something else is," and I got a movie. So we were like, let's hold off on this for now. But I was starving. I was eating ramen noodles. I needed to work. So everybody went to network, and I didn't go to network. Network is where everybody makes their final decision, and I didn't go, and they didn't find him. And then they came back and said, "Hey, we didn't find Sly. If you still want it." And I was like, "Yeah, I want it."
Awesome. Now, you were there for all 5 seasons. Couple people came, couple people went. One person in the beginning, unfortunately, he passed away, Michael Cade, who played the dad on the show. I want to know, what were your memories of working with him?
You can't say kinder words. That guy was, even though he played the father, he was the father, and just such a sweetheart and loving human being. And yes, he was. I'll never forget this one time. And he's very professional, and we were kids. But there was one scene where we couldn't stop laughing. We just couldn't. I don't care what happened. If God came down and said stop laughing, it would not happen. And he was stuck in the middle, and it was his big scene, and we just could not stop laughing, and we all laughed, and it was a great memory.
Now, you had many guest stars over the years too.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, did you have one in particular that was your favorite to work with?
Well, Nikki Cox was a good one. She played my girlfriend, a blind girlfriend. But Fergie Fergie was on it. She's in, the what's the band? Uh,
But Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
And she was in Wild Orchid before that.
She was in Wild Orchid. Yep. And let's see who else was in it. I have two good stories. Scott Wolf was up for it, and so was Jared Leto. They were very close to getting the parts. Who else? That's about it. It's the ones I can remember.
Now, you and I do have something in common because when we act, we crack the other person up. So I want to know, because I don't know about you, but I would be the kind of person that whenever somebody's doing a scene with me, they just have to bust out laughing.
Yeah.
And I switch the lines. I do it different every time to try to get a better laugh. They don't know what to expect with me. So I want to know if you were the same exact way, and who did you love getting them to goof up their lines the most?
Everyone. There's nothing better than catching somebody off guard or trying to make. I went out of my way to try to make them laugh. So I mean, especially when there's 4 cameras, so when the line is on them, the camera's not on me, so I could do whatever. And oh man, did I really try to mess with them? I was definitely the jokester of the group.
Now, did you also do any pranks on set by chance? Because we hear sometimes that there were pranks on shows. So were you the prankster as well?
Yes, I was definitely the prankster. I was the troublemaker. I kept everything very light, for sure.
Now, did you know at the time, and I know that you were discussing this a little bit earlier, but did you know at the time of filming the impact that your show would have on people?
No, who knew? I mean, I didn't even. It was Saturday morning. I was like, who's going to get up and watch this? And it exploded. And it wasn't just young people watching it, it was adults watching it. And I got, recognized from people my own age back in the day as just as much as the younger generation. But no, I mean, it was mindless TV, which we don't have anymore. Everything's like they're trying this or trying that. It's a TV timeout. Just let go of everything. Just sit back and just relax and have fun.
Now, back in the day, too, you also had to do cover shoots and magazine covers and things like that. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to know, did you enjoy doing those or did you dread doing those?
No, I mean, especially, I didn't grow up doing this, so this was all new. I got to travel the world doing photo shoots. I got to do appearances around the world, talk shows around the world. And no, it was all fun. I mean, in first class everything. It was great.
Where was the best place that you traveled to when you were on the show?
Spain, London, Paris, England. Where else? New York. But we went to Paris and England. The show was huge there, several times.
Now, was it hard when California Dreams ended? Did you know that was going to be the end of the show when it happened? And were there any talks of a possible spin-off show?
No, I mean, how long could we be in high school? We were like 40. No, but I mean, we had to hit a certain number for syndication. So once we hit the syndication, then they were like, okay, we don't need to continue, but we could have had another year for sure.
And speaking of syndication, I do want to plug that the Mike Rand Show is almost at its 100th episode here.
Awesome, so
bro. I kind of have surpassed California Dreams.
Yeah, you did.
I just want to put that out there.
I know, good for you. Now what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know. We're at the big time here at the Mike Rand Show, so there'll be a special episode. Everybody, stay tuned when that hits 100. But
I love it. Congratulations.
thank you. And then another thing that was cool is even though you didn't see everybody, like you didn't, besides after the show ended, because at that time there was no internet or anything, did you immediately, were you able to stay in contact with anyone back then at that point, or that was like it?
Oh no, no, like I'm to this day, Kelly, Jenny, and Will are family. I mean, we are so close. I mean, there's not a time that I don't speak to any of those three. Will and I mean not Will, Jay and Aaron. They're further, but Kelly and Jenny are and Will. They're still here, so they're close, and we're very very close.
Okay, awesome. And then you guys all got together, except unfortunately Aaron and Diana weren't there, but on the Jimmy Fallon show, which
That
was
was awesome.
awesome. I've said this in every California Dreams interview, so I'm gonna say it again I'm just gonna be repetitive for the audience. I was in a commercial with Jimmy Fallon,
Nice,
MTV Video Music Awards commercial.
nice.
So I think that the California Dreams needs to go back on the show, and Jimmy needs to bring me as well because we need to reunite Jimmy because it's been a while.
I think for your 100th and 1 episode, I think we should all do a reunion.
Yes, we
And
should. So
I
tell
think,
us what it was like being on the Jimmy Fallon show.
well, it was great. I mean, he was really genuinely a fan. He was sincere. He was a sincere fan. Like, I thought it was like a little bit of a stick at first, but no, man, he was a genuine fan. So it was good. And I was like, how am I gonna make an impact? And of course, I had to take my shirt off, and I had a little joke in there as well. Some, they got to be me.
And then too, what kind of pressure did you have to constantly stay in shape when you were on the show too? Were you sitting there doing sit-ups and push-ups like crazy, or are you somebody that just doesn't gain weight?
No, the thing is, I've been lifting weights. I did lift weights when I was 10 years old because I was really big into wrestling. So I was always working out, always consistent. So I always had, I was blessed with, being able to be, in shape. So, but yes, there was definitely like when I did Fashion Man, I knew I was, pretending to be a model, so I knew I had to take my shirt off there. Whenever I had to take my shirt off, yes, I made sure that I was at the gym a little extra.
And you did have a line, if I'm not mistaken, about the gorgeous ladies of wrestling in California Dreams. I don't know if you remember that line. Now, I'd have to look it up. I should have looked it up before the show. I believe that there was a line in there about this isn't the gorgeous ladies of wrestling or something like that.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
I remember that line being in one of the episodes. Just can't recall which one at the moment. So you're still acting, and tell us
Yeah.
what are some fun facts about you that maybe 3 fun facts that the audience doesn't know about you.
I mean, I'm obsessed with golf. Actually, we just won a big trophy. My golf team that I put together. So I was very excited. That I'm a very meditative person, and I just love to make people laugh.
Okay, awesome. And now it is time for the lightning round where I'm going to ask you a few things and you just tell me which one you prefer. So, an escape room or a haunted house?
Haunted house.
A wristwatch or the clock on your cell phone?
It depends what kind of watch, but cell phone watch.
Okay. Better Halloween candy, Reese's peanut butter cups or Snickers?
Ooh, Snickers.
Crossword puzzle or word search?
Crossword puzzle.
Better era of music, today's music or the 90s?
90s.
What's worse, surf dudes with attitudes or Michael Cade when he's hungry?
Michael Cade when he's hungry.
The World Series or Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Would you rather do the Monster Mash or the Macarena?
The Monster Mash.
Better button on the remote control, fast forward or rewind?
Fast forward.
Surprise party or a planned party?
Planned.
Would you rather call or text?
Text.
And Sly Winkle, is he sly or misunderstood?
Be Sly.
Okay, thank you so much for joining
I
us here
appreciate it.
today.
Thanks, Mike.
What would you like to say to all the fans who are watching today?
That I appreciate you. Hang in there. You'll see me again.
Okay, and can you tell everybody how they can find you on social media?
Yeah, it's Michael Cade on Instagram. Come out on Instagram or TikTok, and I'll say hi.
Okay,
Cut
thank
out
you
again?
again for joining us here today. And thank you guys for watching. We will talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.